The rain is falling. The fans are soaked. But here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Buffalo Bills. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Play action. It's Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 48-yard line. Jackson now being chased out left. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football, so instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. A pitch comes to Dobbins, and he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And oh, he hits it off the right upright, and it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. There he goes left side. Past the 20. And how about that return as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Williams. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from taking the lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. McCann's got it teed up. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing is Jackson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Play action. Now Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Jackson. And they got to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now it's Jackson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Okay, partner. no surprise to you, I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 49 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about. Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Swift's got the 1st down and then some. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
1st down, and they go with Swift again. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen, and the Ravens are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they sit now at 500 on the year. And, Charles, this was a team that really looked lost in that first month or so of the season, but they had the hot hand lately, winning 3 straight.
I would agree. It's almost hard to believe that this is the same team because we followed them pretty closely throughout this season. And early on, I know I thought this is going to be a really tough year for this crew, so plenty of credit to them for turning the ship around.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Jackson, he's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
They go play action with Jackson. He completes it to Hunter. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
A lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory, down at the 31. Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Joseph. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. This will be caught by Brown. Brown with a touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 6-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Off play action, Williams. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Now Williams, off play action. Flush to his right, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Julian O'Quara drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. Now on is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. 5 yards that time on the punt. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. In the pocket, chucked it away. Flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field. Have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
On second down, Jackson. This is caught. It's Brown. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. He's got it at the 15. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. That is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 10th touchdown of the season, second of the game. As the Ravens push further out in front. Point after up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw on third down. Flushed out right. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Williams throw into the hands of Pittman here. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And maybe that... And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's Williams to throw on 2nd down. And that's caught left side by the tight end, Keene. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. Williams. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again, Williams. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Williams now. A final shot before break. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. A final shot before break. Williams. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Escaping the pressure right. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with it.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
And in for the Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Always important to get the first score in the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the 6. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
They'll run on first down. Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Now Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Joseph. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first down, Dobbins. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Hunter. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so. Here's Jackson to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he gets it to the 30-yard line, but the football's not going to stay there. There's a penalty marker down. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, Swift. And he'll get this one up to the 26. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Williams. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It can be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards. Now Dobbins again on second down. And again, this Buffalo defense there and run support to stop him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Quick, ready? Hey, Alpha, it's not. 29. Nice shot. 180. Nice shot. 29. Lost the pass. Lost the pass. Ozzy. Shut up.
Off play action. Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. The Bills on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. And that one complete to Keene, the tight end. And he will have the 1st down here as he's up to the 15.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Back to throw again. And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his 3rd of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a 1st down. So they escape, so to... And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And this one is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 48, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on,
no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 92 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
You can't block me.
The trouble is it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Baltimore, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. They will hit the road next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.